Hello, students. Today we are going to see this new topic which is known as Python data types. Data types means the different types of data that can be handled by Python programming language. So, before getting into the topic, in the previous class we have seen uh, da- what are the operators. Okay, so there are different types of operators that are present in uh, Python programming language. So first of all, we have seen uh, arithmetic operators. Okay, so arithmetic operators means addition, subtraction, multiplication, uh, division. Okay, so these kind of arithmetic operations are carried out by using the symbols plus, minus, star for multiplication, slash for division, and modulus for calculating the remainder of division, and double star for exponents. Exponents means power. So these kind of arithmetic operators can be carried out by these operators. Next is relational operators. Greater than symbol, less than symbol, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So this kind of operators can be used to find the relationship between them. So this kind of relational statement will provide you the true or false, true or false output. Okay, so the data type which comes and the data type which true or false belong is Boolean data type. Okay, so Boolean data type is a special type of data that only handles with the true or false. So next is logical operator. Uh, so and or not. Okay, we have seen this in the previous class. Conditional operators such as, so these are the things that we have seen in the previous class. So today we are going to see this data types. Okay, so the first data type that comes under this Python data type are number data type. Okay, so all data values in Python are objects, and each object or value has a type. Okay, so every value that you can create in Python is comes under the type objects. Okay, so each object has a type. So Python has built-in or fundamental data types such as numbers, string, boolean, tuples, list, and dictionaries. Okay, so this tuple, list, dictionary will be discussed in the upcoming chapters. Okay, so in this part we are going to see only this number, string, boolean. Okay, so number data types. The built-in number objects in Python supports integer, uh, floating point, and complex numbers. Integer data can be decimal, octal, or hexadecimal. Octal integer uses zero, both uppercase or lowercase. Okay, to denote them. Okay, we'll see one by one. Uh, to denote the octal digits, and the hexadecimal integer uses OX, both upper or lower, and L, only upper, to denote large integer. So here you can see that they have given some examples to denote this integer, octal, hexadecimal, and large integer. Okay, So here you can see that 102, 4567 and 567. So these are all the regular whole number. Okay. So next is octal. Okay. So capital O or small letter O can be used in front of any number, any octal number, to denote them that this is a octal number. So next is OX, capital OX or small OX can be used to denote the hexadecimal numbers. Okay. Next is, you can see that large integer. Okay. Say for example, if you want to denote a very large integer, then you can use this L at the end of the number. Okay. So next is floating point. Floating point represented by using this decimal valued number. Okay. So fractional numbers can be used to denote them. Uh, a floating point data is represented by a sequence of decimal digits uh, that includes a decimal point. An exponent data contains the uh, decimal digit part, decimal point, exponent part followed by one or more digits. So here you can see that um, 123 point 123.34. Okay, so these are all the examples or floating point values. You no need to denote anything, just like before session. Okay, to denote that this is a floating point value, or you can see that in the next example they have given letter E to denote the exponent into 10 to the power. So here you can see that 12.0 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, so this is an example. This is an example for creating exponents type of value. Okay, so next is complex number. So complex number can be used to denote this uh, uh, complex data type. Okay, so complex number is has two things, a real part and imaginary part. Okay, so a plus ib. Okay, so a is a real part and I denotes the letter imaginary part. So this can be also be used here in this Python. So we'll see that in the upcoming chapter. Okay. So next is Boolean data type. So Boolean data type can have only two value, either true or false. So that can also be used. Next is string data type. So collection of a group of letters is known as a string. So a single character is known a single letter is known as character data type. And here you can see that group of letters can be uh, denoted under single code or double codes. Okay, or even triple codes. Okay, so with this we are finishing this chapter. We'll see the uh, rest of the things in the next class. So, and one more thing, these points to remember are very important. They may be using these points to remember to create two more questions or even one more questions. Okay, so take some time to read this points to remember. uh, this is also a part of your lesson. Don't think that this points to remember is out of syllabus. You should not read it, something like that. Okay, So points to remember is also inside your curriculum. You have to give some time to read it. Okay, so mostly most of the definitions will be provided in this points to remember. It will be even smaller, okay, than inside this chapter. Okay, so take some time to read them. Okay, thank you, students.